Hi guys. So today I did it. I made it out of bronze level in Teamfight Tactics in League of Legends. So I was super excited about that. Um, it only took me 13 games. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea if that's good or bad. I definitely could have done it in at least one less game, probably two or three. There were a few games where I definitely came under fourth place, so I definitely could have cut it shorter. But I feel like for me, with not having a whole lot of experience for teamfight tactics in general, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I've been playing League on and off since season 2, I think. It forever. Feels like forever. League of Legends has been in my life, but I definitely prefer Teamfight Tactics. It's definitely my favorite game mode they've ever introduced. I think it's the only time I've really ever been willing to play ranked at all. The normal modes, it makes me too anxious. Like, I've got social anxiety, and teamfight tactics feels, even though you're going up against other people, it doesn't feel as, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it doesn't feel like you're going up against another person quite so much. And I think a lot of that has to do too with there's just not really any chat in this game mode, whereas like with ARAMs or with Summoner's Rift, there's chat and there's back and forth, and you know that you're not only fighting against one other person but a whole group of people, and it affects a whole team of people, which I think definitely makes it worse for me, because then not only am I disappointed in myself, I feel like everybody else on the team is disappointed in me too. I just don't have a lot of confidence in games in general. So make it to silver and a ranked is kind of like, oh, like I can be good at a game, and it's not by no means great, but I got out of bronze by myself. And that's the thing too, is that it is very independent. Like, you can make a party and you can play with the party, but ultimately with teamfight tactics, like, it comes down to you and what you're doing and what place you come in by yourself. So I do like that. I didn't ever come in first in bronze, which I am a little disappointed about, but I did come in second, I think twice, and I came in third a handful of times, fourth obviously a few times, and then under fourth. But I think I only ever came in eighth like once, and past that it was all pretty higher up. And yeah, I tried some goofy things here and there throughout it, just trying to get a feel for the different teams. I really like the Moonlight concept, but I just was not able to execute it in a way that made it beneficial to really rely on late game. Generally, whenever I did the Moonlight team, I'd be top 5, but it fell off really quickly late game. I did really like the cultists, but I just never really focused on making that like a consistent team I played with. I think I've also played with like Enlightened. I did mages. Mages was hard to do for me. I did a brawler game, but the brawler game ended up being just too late in the game for me to really switch because I had started with one and then ended up switching to brawlers. And I relied heavily on the chosen ones they gave you, which is where it picks which attribute it's gonna essentially double for you, which is a nice feature, but the hard part was I kind of felt locked in, especially the first few games, because I didn't really realize that I could just let it go. But by the last game, I was kind of like, well, no. Like, I literally did not pull a chosen that I liked until the very last round in the very last game. And by that point, it was just kind of like, oh, well, I'm losing anyway. So, and generally speaking, once you got into like the top 3, 4, like you knew who was gonna place where, unless you just got a Hail Mary sent your way. And sometimes you did. Sometimes, and that's the nice thing too, is those merry-go-rounds can go in such a goofy direction sometimes. There were a couple of times where you'd see an item or a shard that you wanted, and you're like, oh yeah, there's no way I'd ever get that. And then, sure enough, there you go. And then very early on too, I fell into the trap of just refresh, and burning through my coins and not really leveling up, so I never really got past like 7, versus the few later games I was just like, what if I just never refresh? There's a game in here where I hit the refresh button once. My goal was just not hit it at all, but it's towards the end of the game and I was really trying to make it. And some of this too is just, it boils down to luck, which I kind of like. It's not all entirely skill. Like, you can go in saying, okay, I'm gonna make a cultist team, but if those first 2, 3 sets don't give you cultists at all, like, you kind of need to make a different plan, which is nice because it kind of made me not rely on the same champions every single time, even though I wanted to, and initially my first inclination was, okay, this is my team, this is what I'm gonna build, this is how I'm gonna go through it, and then it was like, oh no, that's not that's not a good strategy to have. It's kind of, once I was like, I'm just kind of gonna go with the flow, it definitely made it a lot different of a game. And this game mode is the first time I've really been able to play League and just not been stressed out. Like, I'm willing to play this game mode by myself without any of my friends. I'm willing to play this game mode ranked. I'm willing to play this game mode, like, just whatever. And I love that feeling. I love having that ability to just play a game without feeling that anxious about it. Which there are a lot of games that cause that. I'm trying to do better about being in different mindsets when I play different games. But it's nice when you come across a game where there are other people, but it's fine. And that's like with Guild Wars 2 that I've been playing a lot on the channel as well. It's very similar. You can ask for help, like it's designed that there are events and stuff where you can work with groups of people, but it's your story and it's your way to get through it. So I like it. So yeah, overall, League of Legends, Teamfight Tactics. Very happy I made it out of bronze. I don't know if I'll make it out of silver. I might live in silver for the rest of my life, which is fine, but I'll try, and if I make it out, I'll let you guys know. If I find a team that I really like, maybe I'll post it. I'm not sure. If you guys like League videos, or if there's something you think that would be interesting to see, or a team you think that would be good to really try and focus on, you can let me know. Or if you have a strategy that works for you, feel free to pass it along. So I hope you guys enjoy and have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. Guys, this is it. This is the final bronze game. Not only was it the final bronze game, like, I was finally able to do sharpshooters. I think it's the first time in the entire time I had played Teamfight Tactics that I was actually able to do sharpshooters, and I legitimately just had grabbed a vein and was like, this is it. This is what I'm doing, and I just kind of, it worked out for me, which was really nice. It had given me a Teemo like super early on as a reward for a minion kill, and I was just like, yes, yes. So I was super excited. I did ultimately not come in first, like I said earlier. I didn't come in first in any of the bronze games, but I was super happy with this game overall. It fell apart at the end. Which, that's the biggest thing I'm gonna work on, is my late game. My late game is terrible. Terrible. Terrible late game play, but I'm working on it, and I think a lot of it too comes down to items. Items are just, I don't have the greatest grasp on the items and which items go into making the advanced items, and I don't have the best luck when it comes to getting items that I need, and I rush advanced items, and I will pile on early items onto champions that I have to kind of give myself an advantage early on. And then like this game, I spent I think 90% of it at the top of the list, which means come the merry-go-rounds, I'm always less big, which is fine, but it also usually means you end up with a defensive item. You always end up with a defensive item when you're last in the merry-go-round. Like, that's how it is. So, yeah. That just is what it is. But, like I said, overall, super happy with this game. Super excited to see what Silver has to bring. It's going to be interesting to see if it's as weird as Bronze to play through. Because Bronze, there are some games, especially Teamfight Tactics, you play it and you're just, like this game, just spent the whole game at the top of the pile, where there are other games where it's just like, I can't crawl my way out. So, and there are some times where you fall off super fast, like after the third round you're plummeting down, and then sometimes it's as late as the 7th, 8th round. So it's interesting. Like I said, overall I really like this game mode, so I'm going to continue playing it. If you guys want to continue seeing any more videos on it, let me know. Drop a comment, drop a like. I love to hear from you guys. And again, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far into the video, you're a trooper. I don't know if this video is that interesting or not, but I appreciate it. Thank you.